Hey everyone, welcome back to the Hive Doctor. I just got back from my little excursion to the next county over, Gilmer County, south of where I live, approaching vineyards to see if they would like to collaborate with Feather Bees, Bees with Benefits, my beehive management service. And so, just got back from that. The Jeep was acting up a little bit. It felt like I was, like I've got something in the fuel filter, but fortunately I have another one, a new one I planned on switching out anyways. So there's a little bit of work that I need to do to this, but in the meantime, I want to unbox and show you what I've got in these three packages here, and it should be fun, so stick around. Also, we have a guest appearance who is keeping the Jeep very, very safe at the moment. Let's see if we can get a good look at this little guy here. Oh my goodness! Say hey, Riker. Well, that wasn't really saying hey. Hey, hi puppy. How you doing? Yeah. You on YouTube? You're a good boy. Anyways, that's Riker, not from the prison, but he's going to help me today. He's going to keep that seat in place while we unbox some Jeep goodies. All right, so the first two things should be real easy because they're just in these paper wrap things. I've got a couple of things here from Quadratech. It's an outfitter for Jeep stuff. Pretty sure I know what this is. Yep. So these are the replacement fittings for my side indicator lights. If you recall, I replaced these with smoke side indicators. They look really good. I haven't been able to see how they work other than on another guy's YouTube channel. By the way, that is Simply Must Go. I've really enjoyed watching his YouTube channel on everything Jeep, so totally check him out. I'll put him in the description below. But the connector for the bulb in the middle of this was completely cut. The wires are underneath, they're bare, they're just hanging there. So I got a couple of these. In fact, I got 2 extra ones to put in there so I can get these side indicator lights working. So 1 and 2. Let's check out what's in this second little package here. And, oh yeah, good thing. All right, so Jeeps use Torx, or torque, I'm not sure how you say it, Torx I think, screws. And I have already broken one, I've stripped out several others, so these are a good general thing to have while I go through this Jeep and upgrade some things, get some things cleaned up from either rust or dust or whatever. And if any of them are extra trouble, I can replace them with these. All right, so we've got the 2 packages out of the way. Let's see what kind of stuff we've got in this box. I'm really excited. Okay. All right, let's bring this up here, bring you a little bit closer. All right, so here is a 400-piece heat shrink tube assortment kit. I've been watching a lot of videos online where they rewire things, which you know I'm going to be doing, and I really love the clean look that these heat shrink tubes give to a proper electric job on a vehicle. Plus it keeps the water, dirt, grit, grease out. So I've got that. This is noisy. What do you think that is? It says it in Chinese, but I don't read that. Oh, sweet. Okay, so this is something I saw in an ad, and it's an assortment too of where you put 2 wires into something. Now, what I like about this is because I don't really like soldering, but these things come with a piece of solder already in there. So you put this over your 2 wires, it's its own heat shrink tube, and you heat this to the point where it melts and pretty much joins the 2 wires together with this automatic ring of solder. I thought, oh my gosh, it doesn't get easier than that. So after I do this in my rewiring, then I'll use this heat shrink tube as a nice finishing product over the jobs that I do. This, oh, these are the new LED headlights. I gotta tell you, I still have halogens on this thing. As you can see here, the other night I was down at the office and a sudden rainstorm came. It was dark, rainy. I jumped in a Jeep because the windows were down. I came to drive it under my carport here because it was just coming down in buckets. And these lights, I couldn't even tell anything. I couldn't see anything in the dark. I had to drive so slowly, so it's definitely time for an upgrade to something better. Okay, back to the box. I've got 2 items left. So here's a pair of automatic wire strippers plus crimpers. Of course, I'm going to be using this in all of my rewiring. And last but not least, I needed a new horn. You guys have no idea how many people I've needed to honk at on the road and couldn't do it because the horn just didn't work. I can hear the power going to the relay, so I'm hoping that in replacing the horn, which I've seen people rebuild, but mine was riveted shut, so it wasn't really an option. I'm hoping that installing a new one will be the fix. If it's not, I'll have to follow some of the wires through and see if there's a problem somewhere else. I didn't find a fuse for the horn in the fuse box. I don't know if there is one or if maybe there's a location somewhere underneath the hood here, but that's okay. It's easy to try something. If it doesn't work, you try another thing until you finally figure it out. But this particular thing, I want to give special thanks to Kevin, a North Carolina beekeeper, who gave me a little bit donated towards my Jeep project here. And so I took that and bought a horn. So thank you, Kevin. I want you to know every time I honk my horn at someone, you helped me do it. All right, so I think the easiest project to go ahead and start tackling is probably going to be these LED headlights, replacing the old halogens out. So I'm going to get started on that and show you what they look like. So these are the HW Star X6 LED headlights. I didn't want to get the angry headlights, I don't want an angry looking Jeep, but I definitely got something that's going to look cool. It's still got the plastic film on it. I'll rip that off after I'm done installing these. But it comes with this plug, and it tells you in the instructions the different light modes. I don't think on the YJ that the turn signal will work because it's just not wired that way, but that's okay because the driving lights, low beams, high beams, those are all work just fine. That's what I need. And so it comes with the instructions on the how-to. But I saw this on Simply Must Go, his YouTube channel. It looks pretty straightforward, and that all I have to do is remove this retaining cover, and then I think there's like a mounting cover that comes off, and then the halogen comes out, unplugs, and then it's that easy. You just put these new ones in the reverse order. And I noticed this is good too because this particular halogen headlight has got some moisture built up inside, as seen here. All right, so let's get these babies off. Looks like a Phillips head. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 screws. This one's broken. These little cowls will be replaced one day anyways, and I've got some discoloration on the paint here, and on this front quarter panel I don't even know what that's from, but it's got to go. Step 1, done. And actually this is broken in 2 places. That's the one I noticed. And then this corner's broken also. But what do you expect? It's a 30-something-year-old vehicle with a lot of original parts. So I've got 1 screw missing from here, and then 3 mounting screws to take out. There's our bracket, all in one piece. And the headlight comes right out. Plugs right there. Wiggle, wiggle. And we're off. Whew. All right, guys, so I had a malfunction with my mic. And anyways, I'm at the finished product now. So this looks pretty darn nice. Probably shouldn't have done that. But I've got this swapped out. The battery in my phone's about to die, so I'm not going to show you changing this one out. But it just looks so much cleaner. I love it. Taking this off and putting it back in was probably one of the easiest jobs you can do on a vehicle. So tune in next time as we improve the Beak Jeep and make it more awesomer as we bring it back to life. Thanks. All right, so I did charge the battery. It's been a few days since I've installed these LED headlights. They look amazing. As you saw in that last clip with this one lit up and the halogen one behind me, now that's been replaced, of course, with the new LED. The yellow color that came from this was just horrible as opposed to the nice bright white light that came from the new LED headlight. I've also found out that these side markers, these side indicator lights, that I needed an electric flasher relay in order for those to work, because the power that goes to a normal flasher relay is way different to make that, that mechanism inside go on and off, on and off. The thing that makes your blinkers blink. All that's happening is that you've got an interruption in the circuit, turning things off. The thing snaps up, turns them back on. That's all that's going on. So I'm waiting on some wire to come so I can extend the ground wire from that relay to a ground in the cab here. But at that point, I should be able to put that in. I'm really feeling like these side indicators will work. And I also got to put one in for the hazard lights, because, you know, hazards are your turn signals. They just come on at the same time. So I'll ground those out. This has been a great, fun project. I've done a lot on this already. I'm hoping to have it up and running here in a few days once everything comes in. But I definitely feel it's going to run better than it did. It has to. So I appreciate you guys joining me today. This was a fun project for me, and I hope you enjoyed watching. I'll see you guys in the next video as we continue to improve Kristen here and bring her back to life, turn into a beekeeper's work vehicle and an off-road camping fun overlander vehicle as well. See you in the next one.